package in the mail, MS games from Japan. Collecting without fail, those shoot 'em ups, and that's the plan. He doesn't just collect them, he also codes them too. Join us and we'll go on electric adventures with you.
Hey YouTube, Electric Adventures here with my monthly update for July 2017. You get a slightly deeper voice, Electric Adventures, this month, as our family sickness and everything situation went through some dips and dives. There's a nasty flu virus that's been doing the rounds down here in Australia. Lots of people have been affected by it. I sort of touched on this in my last monthly video. Made my second eldest daughter very sick, knocked her out of remission for the disease that she has, but fortunately I'm pleased to say that she is back in remission, which is a big relief. Made us all very stressed, but I ended up completely sick and bedridden for 6 days myself, so I do apologise for the lack of content during the month, but winter bugs, and I even had the flu injection this year, so it mustn't have been covered by that one. We still don't know exactly which bug it is. My wife was sick for 8 days as well, and it was probably the younger two of my girls that suffered the least. So anyway, we shall move right along, and I said you just get a little bit deeper voice. Now, other pickups for this month. I've actually got a few odds and ends. Now, in a trade with he's not on YouTube, but he does podcasts as well, and he actually used to be on the Press Play on podcast that I'm on now. His name's Daz, and he's just downsizing a little bit, and he had a couple of items that I expressed an interest in, and one of them was this Tandy Alien Chase, which is actually a double-sided game. Turn it on there. So this one works fine. I really am not very good at it yet. I haven't quite figured out what you're supposed to do, but it's actually quite a sorry, I can't see what I'm doing. And you know, you can control you can play 2 players or 1 player. You've got to capture the aliens and get them up into the mothership up above while getting past the claw grippy thing. It's actually quite an interesting one. I've never heard of it before. Weighs a ton when you've got the batteries in it. It does have a DC input, so you don't have to chew batteries while you're playing it, but very pleased to get that in very good condition. He also, as part of the trade, I got this, sorry I haven't cleaned it up or anything like this Wild Man Jump. It actually has 2 sets of bulbs and everything like that, and an AC port. It takes 6 batteries, C-cell batteries, so I had to go buy a couple more, put them in. Doesn't work at all, so I haven't had a chance, because of being sick and everything like that and losing a lot of time, to take it apart and see what's wrong. It does have an AC input in the back, so it may just be the battery circuits that are gone or whatever, but I'll figure it out. And got these for a very decent trade price, so I actually paid for those. And then I sent him a spare console that I had, and he sent me this Sega Genesis. Now, I have my original Sega Mega Drive from back in the day, which of course by default runs at 50 Hertz. Now, I've got an action replay that I use to play all of the Japanese games, and I do have a couple of actual Genesis games as well. But I did have one Genesis game that wouldn't play even in the action replay. And I thought, well look, I really wouldn't mind a 60 Hertz console. Now I of course could mod my original console so that I could put a region switch in it and 50 Hertz switch in it, but I didn't want to mod my original console from back in the day. So we had this Genesis, so I have actually, with my multi-tool, I have taken out the numbers in there. I still think it looks reasonably neat. Obviously with the flaps, you can see a little bit of gap in there, but the flap's covering up. I mean, the system's not in perfect condition, if you know what I mean. It's got a few scratches on it. Now I've put a region switch on the back, so I'm not going to bother making it so I can switch it back to 50 Hertz. Not interested in that. It's mainly for playing. This will be my primary workhorse system, and I'll use it for when I'm playing Sega Mega Drive Genesis games, and it'll be much more, much better playing the shooters at 60 Hertz. Yeah, so mod's all done. I thought it actually arrived during when I was really sick, and I turned it on and I said, it's not working. But what wasn't working was the light, and I wasn't well enough to know that the TV signal on the screen wasn't changing, and the cartridge was probably dirty. So I've cleaned the cartridge slot, taken it apart, done the mod switch, and it does work fine. I haven't been able to get the actual LED working. So I'll have to fix that at a later stage, but other than that, it does actually work and works well, so I'm very pleased to have that. So that'll become a workhorse part of my game playing area, which is where I'm sitting. Also, it was a month of Kickstarters, so Kickstarters that I backed quite a while ago arrived, so right early in the month I got Tiny Epic Galaxies. I mean, the thing that I actually backed was Tiny Epic Galaxies Back to the Black, and you could order the original game. I've seen a demo of this being played on Will Wheaton's Tabletop, by the way, which is a very good series. And I do like board games. Being sick, I didn't have a chance to play either of them. I have opened the original one and taken it out, read the rules. But I haven't played it, and they're quite good. They're nice little compact. Just open them up there. So compact games. You have the bonus stuff that came with it. See, lots of little pieces all packed into a little box, so you can set it up and play it. And it's about galactic conquest and stuff like that. A good fun card and tile-based game that is small that you can carry around with. So I'm looking forward to getting some time to playing with that one. And then really late in the month, so I just squeaked into this video, I got this First Martians. It weighs an absolute ton. As you can see, I have not opened it yet. It looks really, really cool. This one came from Poland, by the way. But this is absolute top quality stuff. Very, very pleased. It's got lots of models and miniatures in there. Actually, I suppose we might as well open it up so I can show you the contents, and we can discover it together. So yes, Electric Adventures is not just about video games. I have an age-old thing of loving board games. I have lots of board games. Also used to like straight role-playing games as well back in the day. I like leaving the top plastic on to protect the boxes. So, that new box smell. That's the top intro section there. And you've got a whole stack of boards, cards. I mean, there's lots and lots of pieces in here. I'll just lift up the tray bit so you can get a bit of an idea. And then there's all of the hard 3D pieces in there. Very well put together. Nice storage spaces, lots of dice and things like that. So, haven't read the instructions or anything like that, it just sounds really cool. I obviously I have a particular fascination with space type things. Just make sure I put the box back on the right way. Very much looking forward to sitting down and playing this with my daughters. I do believe you can play it one player as well. Oh, there's an app that goes with it as well. So, yeah, play as 1 to 4, so you can play it solo, as you can play Epic Galaxy solo as well. So, yeah, couple of good games. So a bit of a divergence from retro games there. Now, one more thing, and I can blame my good friend Mark Vigier, Lactobacillus prime. I got a big boy, which is quite a good little thing. Now, interesting thing is I haven't actually charged it yet. and it's still going, and I've carried it around. Let's go for that one. I've carried it around a bit because this is also the month when my daughters do their dance competitions and championships. I've got the sound turned down at the moment, don't I? Screen's wonderful. Oops. What am I doing? Get a bit of reflection off the camera there. So it's a great little portable NES, and it's got 60 games on there. Obviously, some of them are. I'm not going to be able to play that in demo with the camera in this current position. But they seem to play very well. The sound's actually quite nice. The controller was a little tight to start with, but I think it's settled down now that I've played it a little bit. So I'm very pleased about it. It actually has a removable battery too, but it is rechargeable. You just use a, where's the plug? There we go. Is that micro USB to charge it up. Very, very pleased. Comes in a nice little box too. Just turn that down. So very pleased to get that. It was actually very handy with the timing of when it arrived. Because I was sick, so I actually used it and played it a little bit while I was in bed. And while I was travelling around, fit in my pocket very, very nicely. Now one more thing. What have I moved it to? Here we go. Now this only arrived just the other day. I'll be doing a specific video on it because that's the intention. So this has been sent to me by a person. They didn't ask before sending it. I'm very pleased they have sent it to me because I'm very interested in this. So open it up, and it is, take it out, a Rickley Drive NX, a USB mass storage interface for the MXX. So this is one of his prototypes, but it's good enough to be a production type item. It's very well put together. So the whole idea is you can just plug a USB drive in here with files. His software is still developing, but it does work, and you can load stuff into your MSX computer. He's got a website with lots of support material and everything like that. So I'll do a specific video. We'll go through this and have a play with it. So I'm going to do that and start doing that after I've put this video together, and have a play with it and put it through its works. And I'll give you all the details so you can go and check out his website and have a look at what he's doing. So he's not currently selling them. So all he's doing is putting this together, testing it out, and then there'll be an alternative product to load stuff on your MSX machine. So, you know, since I think he's kept the component count down quite a bit to quite cheap, hopefully it won't be too expensive. So that is all the pickups for this month. That is actually quite a lot of pickups. Once again, I haven't been watching a lot of videos. I'm terribly sorry about that. So there probably are some other questions floating around there. So I'm going to cheat and ask my own question again. Totally optional whether you answer the question down below or make your own video, and it's a pretty easy one. So, top 3 most played arcade games, either back in the day or modern, I don't mind. So it's 3 of my, so these are the ones, not the ones that you've put the most coins in, I suppose, and played again and again and again. Now my 3, and they're in no particular order, and it is very hard picking 3. Of course, people who know me wouldn't be surprised that one of mine's going to be Time Pilot. It really, really is a great game. I've played it heaps and heaps. I've held reasonably high score records on it back in the day, and have played it again and again and again, and I still play it. So it's definitely one of my favourite arcade games. Now the next one, which not a lot of people know about as much, and I said it's very hard to pick 3, so obviously things juggled in and out of this. So this is my answer at the moment, is a game called Tutankhamun. I was drawn to this game back in the day due to its sound and its colour and of course it is a shooter of sorts. It is in no way easy. It is actually a really hard game. I did very briefly hold the record for it in my local area arcade back in the day, but then it got a little popular for a little while there, and my score got knocked off, but I still came back and played it, and I've played it many times since. It's not I have found it on a multi board. It's actually one reason why I bought one of the multi boards I have, but the emulation isn't perfect, and it's actually one of those games where the MAME emulation doesn't totally and accurately reflect the original game. So maybe one day I'll buy a real arcade board for it. It's a non-jammer as well, so you need to do a conversion to your cabinet if you're going to put it into a jammer as well. So, but it's a game that I really love. And then we'll go for something slightly more modern than those two. I couldn't go without picking my favourite vertical shooter, which is Raiden. And you can probably pick anyone in the series, but for classic reasons and nostalgia reasons, I'll pick the original. And Raiden has definitely stood the test of time. I mean, even in Australia, where arcades have virtually disappeared, if you're walking through an airport or something like that, and there's a couple of cabinets there, you'll usually find a Raiden cabinet. Not necessarily an original one, it's usually a Raiden 2 or a Raiden Fighters cabinet, but you still see it around, so that shows how popular a game it was. So there we go, there's three of my favourite arcade games. What are yours? Now, really quick homebrew update, and it's going to be really quick because I really didn't get a chance to... I've made some progress, but it doesn't really... If I showed you some video, it's probably not going to look much different from what I did before. I've put more of the levels in, but you can't actually get to them with the current mechanics that I've worked on. I was just too unwell to progress and too stressed about the rest of the member of my family, so things will hopefully improve now. Also related to that, I now have a new position at my work, which is permanent rather than contracted, so hopefully that will lower the stress in my life. I really do not need any more stress at the moment. Now, during the month, I finally finished the editing on my Let's Make a Retro Game series, episode number 9, where we got into enemy movement, which has received a lot of good feedback, and I am actively working on the next episode. There are still going to be, don't get me wrong, there's still going to be pick-up videos, but I'm just at that particular mode where I'm not getting enough time to play the games I'm getting, so I'm getting a little overwhelmed with my own pickups, and I do like to enjoy my games as I get them. So you probably will see, and that probably has been reflected in some of the videos you've seen lately, some slightly more focused pickups. I do actually have a little bit of backlog, so some things arrived during the month. I have made most of the video. I've just got a couple more gameplays to do to finish those videos off. So please do excuse outfit changes throughout my videos, because sometimes there's no way I can properly play all of the games in my pickups, and I do want to at least have a reasonable go at playing the games. That's what it's all about. Yes, I am a collector, but I really do enjoy playing every game I get before it goes anywhere near the shelf. So you'll have to excuse multiple changes in attire and hair length as we go through various videos that I've got at various stages. And I'm thinking about another series that I'd like to work on, especially with feedback. Obviously, I am very proud of my retro computer collection, so this is specific about retro computer, not consoles. And I do have a large number of them, and it's nice to get them out occasionally, plug them in and play with them, which I do regularly. I don't record these things, I just get them out, and I maybe get one of the books out and have a play with them, just to make sure they're working. And I enjoy recreating that original nostalgia of experiencing machine. So I thought I would, in no particular order, I'm not going to do it in alphabetical order or anything like that. Just, I mean, it's sort of like my A to Z series is go through each of the machines in my collection and just do a little video on them, and that way you can, we can together re-experience that machine. So I'm still working on the format, and no promises about when the first one will come out, because also, heads up, I'm going to be away for a little while in August. So you'll probably get a couple of the videos that I've been working on released during that stage. So plenty of content, but new stuff might take me a bit longer. Alright, I've probably rambled enough for this video, and yes, I still am watching as many videos as I can, just haven't had as much time. I hope to in the future, so everybody out there, enjoy your retro collecting and of course gaming. I'm Electric Adventures, thanks to all my subscribers, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.